Hey guys, welcome back to the Stephan reaction show. So today we're diving into Millionaire Reacts, living together on $178,000 a year in Chicago. Millennial money.
Welcome back to the Stephan show. My name is Graham and welcome.
The arts and ballet specifically sort of have a stigma of not being a lucrative profession.
Ouch! That looks like it hurts. How do they do that? I've seen those pictures of ballerina feet.
You know what? This is true. Real quick, I know no one cares, but I actually end up breaking my toe and like sprained my ankle because I was trying to be a ballerina. So I had to be in crutches for like, I don't even know, it was like a little bit over a month for that crap. So yeah, I can only imagine Googling up ballerina feet.
Brett, looking them up. Don't, no. But all I'm gonna say is it looks like it takes its toll on your feet like that. Ugh.
And that for me is a shame because if you're a ballet dancer, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it because you love it and it's something you're passionate about. But it is a profession that a lot of people make a very, very good living in.
Oh, he's got that Goyard wallet. That's expensive. I have a feeling he's going to spend a lot of money. Oh, look at that. And he's got a California driver's license.
Isn't it funny how he does not spend any coin on expensive wallets but knows the brand and shit, right? Like, I have no idea what the hell this Chicago dude, what kind of wallet he has. I've never heard of this brand a day in my life.
Platinum card. That's an expensive wallet. By the way, $178,000 a year in Chicago. They're doing well. They're doing fantastic between the two.
Last year, I took home about $77,000 from the Joffrey Ballet.
And I made $66,000 from the Joffrey Ballet.
Sexist! Why did he make more?
Look at that. Yeah, they're doing fantastic. That's good. And they're diversifying their income. So they're not just relying on one thing, but they're also doing teaching on the side. Because I have a feeling eventually, one day they could shift full-time to teaching. I bet that's what they're probably going to say. At some point, they want to open up their own studio. Let's see if I called it.
Last year, I made...
Real quick, do you think he watches the videos before he... Because he, like, calls a lot of things, and I'm like, did you watch this before, Graham? But I don't know.
$15,000 in additional income.
And I made $20,000 in additional income.
You could see by the way she sits, only someone really flexible would sit like that. Because there's no way that my joints would allow
that's definitely true, but don't they also remind you guys of, remember how like when you would watch like HGTV and you would see like that couple who says, oh, well, I'm an elementary school teacher, and you'd see this other couple or the husband say, I don't know, he's a teacher too, but they're able to buy like a $350,000 home or a $500,000 home, and you know what I mean? Like, this is what that reminds me of.
Legs to curl up like that with my feet just underneath like that. I have horrible flexibility. Horrible.
We bought this apartment 3 years ago.
In 2017 of May.
And it was originally listed at...
I don't know if that's a good spot for the table. I know they keep it there and then they move it out when they're using it, but it's right up against the countertop. What would actually kind of go nice there is like a little table against the back wall with like 3 chairs, maybe 4 chairs.
Okay, you know what? I do agree with Graham on this one. You shouldn't have ever, if you can't. Honestly, I think they need just like a smaller table, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't have it leaning against the counter. I'd actually would like bar stools near the counter, but you know, I'm not an interior designer here, so.
Have the countertops open for maybe some bar stools.
Oh yeah.
That would look nice.
$349,000. Actually, we managed to get it for $338,000 because we offered free tickets to the ballet for a season to the previous owners.
That's clever. That's really good thinking.
We put down $15K. We were kind of upset that it didn't come with a parking spot. But in the long run, we're so thankful because we don't have a car, and I don't think we'd ever have a car here in Chicago.
Good for them. See, that's a blessing in disguise. You don't have a parking space? Well, perfect. You don't need a car. And chances are they could get almost anywhere they need on those cool little scooters. I don't know about the winter, though. Winters in Chicago.
Oh, stop.
That could be a little bit difficult. That's the only thing.
Our big main renovations were the kitchen and then the 2 bathrooms.
I wanted to hear more about the renovations. CNBC, why did you cut it off? They were just getting into the good stuff. Like,
because it's millennial money, okay? We want to know how much they're spending in a week. You can save the renovations for HGTV, Graham. That's why. I just want to know how much they spend in a week with what they're making per year. Yeah, pretty much.
Did all these renovations and then cut it off. We want to hear more about the renovations, unless you're going to put that later on in the video.
When I do spend my money, I make sure that it is somewhat essential. I don't go to the nail salon. I just cut my nails myself.
Let's look at this. Wow, guys, what's going on here? $2,885 a month on food, groceries,
Whoa,
eating.
that's almost $3,000 on food. Oh my gosh, I live with like 5 people in this house, and my mom maybe spends like $800 to $900 on food, and sometimes in some months it's even less than that. But damn, 3,000. They at least are ordering out. At least, I don't even know, guys, because I don't know what Uber Eats, Postmates rates are there, but shit.
Out and takeout. Wow, I can't believe their food budget is 50% more than their mortgage payment.
Damn!
That is a lot of money on food. What are they eating every night?
Lobster!
I have a feeling it's probably just a lot of takeout multiple times a week. But still, for 3...
Have to try. I definitely agree with Graham on this. You have to try. Basically, whatever they're saving, I didn't even see that yet, but whatever they're saving, if they can kind of replace their savings with their eating instead, that's what's up. Because I'm highly certain they're probably saving less. I don't know. Let me watch and not assume.
$1,000 a month. You could get you could shop at Whole Foods, basically.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, you could shop at the best grocery store in the entire world, Erewhon, the fancy place with valet parking. You could do that and still spend half of your food budget. That's too much money. Mortgage, 1953, that's fine. Pet, $1,000 a month on the pet. And utilities are a lot, but food. Let's find out what they eat. They say that like it's a bad thing.
The couple is engaged and doesn't have a joint bank account.
I agree. Having a joint bank account, like my roommate in college, she got engaged, and all she would talk about, she was like, oh my gosh, me and so, we're gonna have a joint bank account. And I was like, wait, what? Mind you, he was already in so much debt, and she's like, but I really believe, even my roommate's parents who would come to the dorms was like, no, that's a horrible idea, Marina. Like, that's horrible, right?
Yeah.
What if they don't want to have a joint bank account? What if they want to maintain separate finances? Is it CNBC's like they don't have this yet? It's like some bad thing. I don't think it's always a bad thing.
I agree. Like, I don't believe you need to have a joint bank account. I feel like, I like to make my money. That person, my significant other, can make their money. We split on the bills. Like, I don't really feel the need to have a joint bank account unless, like, I'm doing, like, a podcast or, I don't know, a business with that individual, and then we would have a joint business account. You know what I mean?
It could be a good thing.
We love to go out to dinner, we love to go with friends, and also it's been really helpful in relationship building for us around Chicago. We've made some really good friends.
Holy crap, $520 a month in groceries. That by itself, I'm like, okay, you're eating pretty good. But then $600 a month on top of that at restaurants. I'm like, okay, you got that covered. But then $1,762 on takeout.
Okay, these people have never heard of Trader Joe's. They have Trader Joe's in Chicago. I feel like they do. Hold on. Trader Joe's. Yes, they have a Trader Joe's in Chicago. So go to a Trader Joe's there, because I don't know what these people... $500 a month on food for just those 2 people is like way much more than a month. But see, here's the thing. I understand the takeout because, you know, it depends on the restaurant you go to. If you're going to go to a bougie AF restaurant and you're going to order steak, like I went to this restaurant last week and I spent like, in one meal, and that was just me, not the person who I was with. I spent $64. It was really like 50 something dollars, but then plus tip. So it depends, you know, on the restaurant. So I get the $600, but I think they just need to cut down on the restaurant if they're trying to save more. I mean, they do them. If they have a nice savings account, then do you, but I just feel like $500 a month is a lot on food, and you're spending like more to go out. It's just, that's like so extra, but.
What are they eating? I want to just see, they could have a whole episode on just their food budget. How I blow, how I waste, how I light money on fire every month on food. What are they eating?
My parents kind of have this money philosophy of if you don't need it, you shouldn't buy it. And I kind of...
And she's like, and I threw that out the window. And I was like, no, Mom, no, Dad, I'm going to rebel. I'm not going to do that. If there's something I don't need, I'm going to spend it on food.
It is funny how she's like, you know, I get the point the girl's trying to be like, I think she's going to probably say next something like, you know, she tries to make sure she doesn't spend like that much on her credit, use that much money on credit. I don't know, but either way, like, it's so funny how we see her food budget. And then she's like, well, my parents always say if you don't have it, then don't spend it. It's just kind of funny.
It sounds like you don't need $1,700 to $1,800 a month on takeout.
When I met Geraldine, she really taught me how to value having money. I used to value spending my money, like getting it in and then seeing what I could spend it on. And with her, she taught me how to value actually having it in the bank.
And spending it on food. She taught me the values of eating at Nobu every night. She taught me the values of going to Mastra's twice a week. She taught me the value of eating the best.
Okay, we get it.
My number one rule with my checking account, my spending money, is that I always have a cushion of $1,000.
$1,000?
It's crazy that her cushion is $1,000, but her cushion is half the amount that she spends.
You know what? I wanted to disagree with Graham a lot on this one, but I think any just human being, average human being, would not spend almost $3,000 on food. And it's so funny, and it is crazy to me that her cushion is $1,000, but her food is $3,000. Like, switch that around.
Just takeout. I would say that cushion, I mean, I would have a cushion of a few grand, just assuming the spending. Spending is a lot.
Oh.
All right, so Dylan has $13,000 in savings and Geraldine has $35,000. I mean, they're doing okay. They own their place. They're putting money away.
He's right. I'm not gonna be too judgy because damn, I don't have $35,000 in savings. But it is kind of weird that he make more than she, and he has $13,000 of savings and she has 35.
They're doing better than the average person. It's just they could be doing so. Their potential is up here, honestly. With the amount of money they're making, it's up here. But what they're doing is they're right here. So it's this gap. Because I see greatness. These guys could really do it, but there's that.
And I get it. I get what Graham's saying, but at the same time too, I also feel like sometimes people also need to live. You don't want to work to live and live to work. Like, you want to be able to have fun. You want to have fun with your life because, granted, they have this nice, huge savings, but at the end of the day, they could die tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I think there should be some room for them to spend money, but yeah, I'm with Graham, not almost $3,000 a month on food, just no. But yeah, I do think that sometimes Graham could get carried away, and I think he's pretty much self-aware of that, just because, like, they need to live. It's their life as well, you know? But $3,000, too much!
Potential right there, that's all.
We don't have a 401k. I don't like the idea of waiting to see that money when you're 65.
Especially since our retirement age is 35, 40.
They're gonna need a lot more money if they plan to retire at 35 or 40. A lot more. They gotta keep working for a very long time at this rate. To be completely honest, with this spending level, they gotta really aim for like $2 million, right? It's about $2.5 million invested to be able to
Maybe we don't know something. because for them to retire, like, that's so early. So maybe they have some savings we don't know about, because that's a tad bit too early to be retiring with that little in your savings. Mind you, they, once again, have way much more in their savings account than mine. However, I feel like to retire that young, I'm like, it's kind of unrealistic, you know?
$600 a week on unemployment. $600 a week. As of their current spending, almost all of that went to takeout. 3 of those 4 weeks of their unemployment went to takeout. Now, obviously, they received that each. I would just see that as like, that's not money to spend on takeout. Now, here's the thing. It's not up to me. Whatever people decide to do with their money, that's on them. I would have seen that as like,
we get it. I know he's gonna say like, well, I get it. Okay, we get it, Graham. We get it. Okay, like, here's my thing too, though. I feel like if this would have been, you know, a video to where they spent like $2,000 on groceries, Graham would be like, what? He'd still go ballistic.
but you know what? How about this? Here's a counter argument. They're good for the economy. Why? How is that? Well, they're spending that money back on restaurants, which were hard hit. They're spending it on delivery drivers, which needed work. So, in a way...
Here Graham is trying to make up for him bashing them for like the whole entire episode of how they spend almost $3,000 on their groceries. Let me like chime in and make it nice. Well, they are giving back to the servers, and, you know, they're continuing this cycle of money going out and, you know, money coming in.
In a way, one could argue they're actually doing a better service for our economy by spending it in the way they're doing than investing it.
My last very big splurge was an engagement ring for Geraldine. I wanted her to have something really beautiful on her finger for the rest of our lives, and I wanted it to be really special for her. And honestly, you know, if I had all the money in the world, I would spend it on Geraldine if I had the choice.
Dylan and Geraldine plan on getting married in Italy. Ooh, that's gonna be fancy. I want to know how much their ring was, though. I really want to know how much that ring was, because
okay.
you see the...
Graham, zip it. Zip it, okay? I don't care if he spent $100,000 on that ring. You know, that's what he wanted to spend. Whatever amount of money he spent on that ring is okay. Okay? Okay?
Difference in their savings. His savings is $13,000. Hers is $35,000. Were they both at $35,000? I want to know how much the ring was. I'm just curious.
But also, our dog Kahlua is a little old lady. She was diagnosed with lymphoma. I think we spent almost like $8,000 to $9,000 on her chemo treatments. And actually, yesterday morning we found out that she got it again.
Oh, that's got to be tough. I'm sorry to hear that. Ah, look, they would like to invest in real estate properties. That I like. Everyone that comes in, I'm like, hey.
I know, I literally want to move to Las Vegas, but I was looking at, like, okay, well, technically, hear me out. I wanted to move to Kansas City, and I lived in California. I lived in LA. I also lived in Lompoc, California, and that's like northern, like that's Santa Barbara County. What I'm trying to say here is that, you know, I started to get into the idea of living in the West Coast again because I used to. I lived in the Midwest, and I've lived literally on all the coasts. And as I was looking up apartments, guys, in Las Vegas, I seen, don't go here, they have scorpions, or don't go. And I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, now I'm getting, really, these terminologies, scorpions, is that what I have to deal with in Las Vegas and the West Coast, scorpions? Like, the prices in Las Vegas, super cheap, especially better than California, for sure.
The reason why I wanted us to be profiled was, I think it's important for people to know that you can make a living in the arts. It's not just the people you've heard of that are doing well. Obviously, we don't make a ton of money, but we do well enough to really enjoy our lives and also get to do something.
No, they make enough money. I just feel like not everyone with a combined income who works in the arts is going to make $170,000. You know what I mean? I think this is awesome that they've gotten this far in their career to where they can make this, but I'm telling you, out here in these streets, especially in New York, not everyone is sitting there with a combined income making $178,000 per year. So, you know, that's good for these people, though.
And so not only do we feel wealth of the pocket, but we feel wealth of the mind, body, and spirit through what we get to do.
There we go. You know what? Fantastic episode. I do like it. The food budget is crazy. Let's call that for what it is.
Okay, guys. So I think, Graham, we get it. I think everyone at this point can agree, though, that they need to cut down on their food. I mean, you have to try. I think you really have to go out of your way to spend $2,800 and change on food per month. Like, you got to try, you know? So yeah, that is crazy. But I also wonder, because you know how they said they didn't have a vehicle? Well, if they had a vehicle, would they be ordering out, using Postmates, using Uber Eats, whatever the hell that they use? You know, would they be? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that I want to know more about. And I also want to know, like, their plans, because you obviously, how long can you do ballet? You know, once you retire, like what, you know, there's just so many I want to know about their future, but you know. Okay, anyways, it was a good episode. I agreed with Graham for the most part, but I also think that he can chill in some ways. Like, we don't know when, like, I could die tomorrow, he could die tomorrow, and then he'd have all these savings, you know what I mean? But anyways, it was a good episode. Thank you guys for watching my reaction, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys!